With breaking news, an Illinois state trooper hit by a car and killed in Will County. This happened late last night as he was removing debris from the side of a road near Channahon. Our Marissa Perlman joins us live at the Will County Coroner's Office in Joliet, and she's hearing from state police on what they're calling an impossible loss. Marissa.
Yeah, good morning, Jackie. The trooper, a husband and a father to two young kids, killed the day before Christmas Eve. State police saying that this trooper was trying to make the roadway safer for others when this crash happened. Now, we know the identity of that state trooper, 35-year-old Trooper Clay Carnes. He was outside his squad car removing debris from a lane on I-55 just north of Bodgett Road when he was hit by a passing car. He was taken to St. Joseph Hospital where he died. Now, sadly, yesterday was Scott's Law Day, a day to honor public safety workers and remind drivers to slow down when approaching any emergency vehicle on the road. State police say they do know the person who was involved in this crash and they have been charged. Those charges coming from Will County are related to Scott's Law or the Move Over Law.
Anytime we lose a trooper, it hurts. But today it's Christmas Eve here on December 24th. So this kind of hurts in a very particular way.
The identity of the person involved in the crash has not yet been released. Trooper Carnes was with the Illinois State Police for 11 years. We're live in Joliet. I'm Marissa Perlman, CBS News.
On with multiple breaking stories. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Vanessa Rufus.
And I'm Julie Kay. At this hour, we're working to get more information after a 16-year-old girl is gunned down in Gastonia.
That shooting happened around 11 o'clock this morning. We want to get straight to WCNC Charlotte's Miles Harris, who is live there at the scene. So, Miles, what are you learning tonight?
Yeah, well, Julie and Vanessa, this scene actually just cleared out here from investigators within like the last 5 or 10 minutes. But we know that their work continues in trying to really figure out exactly what caused this shooting. Now, again, we can confirm that a 16-year-old girl was shot and killed in this area here this morning. But again, now investigators are trying to work to piece together what exactly caused this shooting to ring. Now, again, detectives, they tell us that the calls for this shooting happened around 11 o'clock this morning along Barkley Street. And when officers arrived here on scene, they found a 16-year-old female that had been shot and killed. Right now, details are very limited, but officers, they do share with us that no arrests have been made in this shooting. Now, look, there are still a ton of questions involving this incident, including what caused the shooting, who the victim is in this case. Is there a connection between the victim and suspect as well? And again, these are incidents in an incident that we are still trying to work it together and figure out what exactly caused this incident. And we are still on scene, and any new details that we do gather, we will, of course, keep you updated. But for now, reporting live here in Gastonia, I'm Miles Harris, WCNC Charlotte.
Tragic developments this Christmas Eve as police investigate a deadly shooting in Atlanta's Pittsburgh neighborhood. This was the scene just hours ago. This is on Smith Street, right off of University Avenue, where officers say they found a woman dead with a gunshot. As of tonight, police have not released her identity or any information about a potential suspect.
17-year-old girl recovering after police say she was slashed in the face on a subway right here in the Bronx this week.
News 12's Marissa Santorelli is at the 149th Street station with more on the new measures in place to protect riders. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, ladies. That incident happening on the 4 train on Tuesday evening. Now, police tell us that a 17-year-old girl, well, she hopped on the subway over at the 161st Street station. That's when they say a man approached her and slashed her in the face. Now, we have a look at that suspect. I want you to take a good look at your screen here. Do you recognize this man? Police say he slashed that 17-year-old girl on her left cheek at around 4:43 p.m. on Tuesday and ran off. Now, once she arrived here at the 149th Street station, she was taken to an area hospital and thankfully is expected to be okay. But one day later, Governor Kathy Hochul announced she deployed 250 additional National Guard members here to city subway stations for the busy holiday season, bringing the total now to 1,000 members. Now, it was part of her 5-point plan she announced back in March to reduce transit crime across the city. And Governor Kathy Hochul, she says it's working. She says since March, transit crime is actually down 10% across the city. But the numbers here in the Bronx tell a different story. NYPD data shows transit crime is actually up 10% this year compared to last, with about 350 crimes so far. And right here in the 40th precinct, transit crime is up a whopping 33%. Now, at this hour, the suspected slasher, well, he is still on the run. So if you know where he might be, or even if you recognize him, police ask that you please give them a call at the Crime Stoppers hotline. That's 1-800-577-TIPS. That's the latest here in Mott Haven. Marissa Santorelli, News 12.
The chaos in Forney did not start here. But that gunshot is when it gets really messy, sending kids screaming and running from the officers sent to break up their fight.
This is where it happened.
Right.
Mariah Gibson watched from her doorbell camera dozens of teenagers moving in Thursday.
They're coming. You can hear them coming.
And now we can hear a Kaufman deputy calling for backup.
I'm going to need a lot more units, guys.
When he sees just how many kids there are fighting near North Forney High School.
They're still trying to fight. I got too many.
And I was like, oh my gosh. What is going on?
The sheriff's office is trying to figure that out too. A spokesperson says while trying to de-escalate the situation, an officer's weapon went off, hitting the street and causing bullet fragments to hurt 2 officers and 3 juveniles. You can see one girl in pain from Gibson's camera.
She was standing right here, and then I guess the pain got to her, and so she sat down in the grass.
Officers continue to struggle with the teens, throwing one to the ground as more rush in.
Grabbed him and dropped him to the ground, and then there was a girl that ran up, and he pushed her really hard.
Emergency crews brought the 3 juveniles and deputy to the hospital. The sheriff's office says their injuries were not life-threatening. A sheriff's spokesperson says today he has no updates on the incident.
How do you feel about it?
I'm just glad it's over.
But the investigation, now in the hands of Texas Rangers, is just getting started. In Forney, I'm Cole Sullivan.